Good Monday morning. It's Monday, January 2nd. Hello to all you, and whenever you see this, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, uh, hello to y'all. Here I am trying to make this a habit and give you some interesting storytelling, conversation, and adventures. Eventually, when I have a little bit more money and I'm not trying to fight the unemployment uh, technology to certify and receive, uh, my funding, which by the way is only $250 a week, and my rent is 242. So I really don't know how they want to explain that kind of a logic, um, you know, to me. But hey, that's because our system is messed up. And regardless of what your political persuasions or mental processes are, let's just say when you're my age, you kind of expected to have a slightly different uh, path than I'm currently on. But you know what? I've managed over the last year that has been full of ups and downs and weird roller coastery stuff, to sort of try to keep a positive attitude. So I'm hoping that when people see this that they'll understand that maybe if you think you're blessed, even if you can only find one small thing that you're grateful for, that it might help you turn around some of that mental illness. Now, um, why do I say mental illness? Because I'm a depressive. I've lived a chaotic and traumatic childhood, not had the best partners in my life, people who've beaten and abused me. I mean, at one point, a couple of years ago, when I was in a long term relationship and he was cheating on me, I didn't have any place to live, and he offered to come rescue me. But then, because he didn't like the way I cleaned up things, he locked me in his basement, and I had to live there with my three cats. And at one point during the act of coitus, he decided that I didn't clean up the cat litter easily enough, and naked, he threw me outside in the middle of a Chicago sub zero winter storm. And I'm crying and screaming to get back inside, and his neighbor had to come and talk him into some sense. Now, um, if relationships like that are something that you're in, then I will tell you that you can get out. I had to make an exit plan, and I had to make some help with some friends from work to be able to get out all of my stuff. And I even left some stuff behind. Material things don't matter. Even if it's your baby boy's, booties, or his first tooth that's in the cedar chest that you have up in storage. It's like, just go. My ultimate goal truly is to be able to provide a place where people can come and heal and find their own sense of spirituality, whatever that might be. Because while I believe in Jesus Christ, I'm also very earth oriented and like to be able to walk in nature and ground myself. I feel like, I can't say I can plant a seed and it turns into a tree, but that whole process was created by the universe. So I don't want to offend anybody by talking about religion here, but I do want you to understand that this is a journey about living and growing in all aspects. Since we're just in this meat sack for a little while, I am fully aware of what is possibly out there. So I like to explore a little bit of everything. So if you have any questions or comments or want to say something, feel free to put it down below. If it's hateful, or something that is just mean and nasty and you're a troll, well, you can get back underneath your billy goat scruff bridge and stay there, because I'll delete it. But other than that, I managed to get through a little bit of screaming mental breakdown with the technology issues with my certifications. So pretty happy about that, even if I can only pay part of my rent this week. But 2023 for me is going to be a much better year than the last couple. I know the pandemic has hit a lot of people. Um, I had my own business. I was an event planner and performer. Like I mentioned before, you might see some things like circus performances, and at my age, it might look a little weird having me set myself on fire or lay on a bed of nails, but I bet even 20-year-olds are too afraid to do that. And at least I tell a story in whatever I do. It just comes naturally because I'm a lady of many talents, and I'm not going to sit on them. Too many people have told me, well, why don't you focus on one thing? You know what? I'm focusing on one thing, me. And I hope it doesn't sound terribly narcissistic, because I've lived with and had relationships with those all my life. And I've now realized that self care is not narcissism. No, I have gotten rid of the toxic people in my life. I am trying to hang around more positive people, um, and do things that make me happy. Because I found in the long run, you have to be happy in order to have the good things come to you. If you focus on all those negative things, oh, poor me, self pity parties, and all that sort of stuff, yeah, you can feel those feelings. But the longer you stay in those feelings, whether you have therapy or not, is going to only draw those negative things to you. So um, let's all be aware that there are some crazy people out there, and I will full on believe that I'm a crazy person, but I'm crazy in a good way because, some of these things that I've been able to do have really helped me get out of that trying to help other people. Because what I found is that the majority of people who you help don't have the same concept of what's the word I'm looking for? Altruism, I guess, is a good word. I mean, I help people because I give them love. If they need help, I help them. I'll give them the shirt off my back. The other day in Walmart, I was shopping to get some black eyed peas, and I'm on unemployment, and all I had was $20 in my purse. And a lady came up to me and asked me not for money, but if I could buy her some food. So I gave her the $20. Yes, that was helping me buy my groceries, but at the same time, here's somebody my age or older, and she's in Walmart, and she apparently doesn't have enough money to buy any money for food. And then she happened to be in line behind me, and she got just a handful of things, but it was a little more than the $20. So I went ahead and gave her the rest of the money that I had gotten for Christmas to pay for that extra meat and soup and stuff. You know, you you have to be able to be kind towards others and kind towards yourself too. But I knew since I had been given a gift card that I could pay for my groceries and hers, um, and not worry about it. And but not everybody does that. And after a while, a lot of people, see that you're gullible, and they take advantage of your skills. I've been a costumer and cosplayer since I was 11 years old, and going on field trips, being made fun of by the other students on the bus because we were going up to Fort McHenry, and I dressed in 17th century attire, what I thought at 11 years old was 17th century attire. And you know what? I didn't care because, when they saw all the other people at the fort that were dressed in cosplay as the docents, it's like, I got the most attention. So, because I had made an effort, even if it wasn't historically accurate. And certainly I know with 4 college degrees, including one in medieval and Latin American history, I know a lot of good things. Plus, I've spent like about 25 or 30 years in the Society for Creative Anachronism, and I've had a chance to live my Middle Ages along with penicillin and flush toilets. So, it's something that gives me great pleasure to craft and create, and so I'll be showing you some of those things. But had a lot of people just take my skills, take my uh, time, take my love, take my money, and return nothing. And one of the greatest strengths I think that anybody has is to be able to pull yourself out of focusing on others as the means to your own self. You have to find yourself first, okay? You have to be your authentic self. So I would encourage people to tell their story, however you want to do it. If you want to write it, if you want to do this vlogging thing, which I know has been around for years, but I really didn't know how to do it. So while I'm kind of rambling here, I just want to say find your own spirituality, find your own worth. That's the big key. I am worth more than what other people think I am. I'm worth more than what I thought I was because I grew up being told I wasn't good enough. I would jump 3 feet in the air and my dad would say that's not high enough. And when he would punish me by making me run around the house because he thought I was too fat, yes, I know, I know. Does this look too fat? Okay, I'm a little chunky at 55, but I've got menopause to deal with. But he actually punished me to make me run 20 miles a day around the house because we had a 1/10 mile driveway. Um, and going around the house. And he would sit there drinking his bourbon and coffee or his Pabst Blue Ribbon, reading a book in the kitchen, and he would tell me and play mental mind fucks about how. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that word. I wonder what the YouTube thinks. Oh, well, I'll try to bleep it. Not sure I know that much technology, but to get on point, he made me run around for exercise when I got home from work, I did my homework, and then I had to run 200 times around the house. I would get up in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would run 200 times around the house. And then I'd have to come home from school and do it all over again. And it didn't matter what weather. And, there were times when, because I knew exactly how long it would take me to run around the house, that I would sit and hide behind a tree or down in an area where I knew he couldn't see me from the window and play my own little mind games back. But when you're 11 years old, it's kind of hard to really understand why your father's doing this. He's also cold cocked me because he, in his head, in his drunkenness, decided that I had stolen money from him because he knew my footsteps when I knew I hadn't been out of my room for that morning, and it must have been my mother or my sister that went into the change jar. It didn't matter. When you grow up expecting, someone to hit you, beat you, punish you, um, I won't even. We'll talk about being sold for a beer to one of his biker buddies when I was 12 another time. But my point is that no matter what it was that you were going through, no matter what age, if you can truly understand your own value and believe in whatever God that you believe in, or the universe, or whatever, it makes you stronger. So I just want y'all to know that you can get through it if you just let it go and maintain your authentic self. That sounds like a bunch of hoo ha, but it's not. You have to find yourself. When you're completely lost, you have to know your own worth. You are worth something. You were born here and put on this earth for some kind of a calling, and you may not have discovered what it is yet, but I'm not afraid to use my talents anymore. And I'm not going to apologize for being better at something than you are. I just don't compare myself to you because I know there's plenty of people out there who are better at costuming than I am, or better at fire poi or something. And that's my dogs in the back. So I guess they're telling me it's time to let go. But I will tell you this. I love you, all of you. If you get a chance to subscribe to my ramblings, feel free. It'll get a little more scripted, I suppose, as we go along, so I don't get lost in the story. But this is me. This is who I am. And, I wish you all love. I wish you all a better life. But you do have to kind of reach out there for it. So it is out there. Just know your worth. Um, Pray to whomever it is that gives you strength. And know that if somebody's being mean, abusive, or just plain is a bad person, you're not going to change them. Don't even try. Just walk away. It's okay to walk away. Much love to you. Peace out.